confess you feel the way I do. Confess, I think you want me to. There's something deep inside that you hide, but you can't suppress. Just confess, please confess.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha Daniels, professional matchmaker, and I host a show every week on Paltalk called Love Samantha Daniels Style. We're going to be here for the next 30 minutes talking about love, dating, sex, and relationships. Some of you have been here before and others of you are new, but what we try to do is talk about relationships and get some dialogue going where people ask questions and things that go on with them so that we can get into a little chit-chat about relationships. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about, well, first of all, I'm going to give you a little background on myself. I'm a professional matchmaker, and I spend each and every day helping people get into relationships, get into better relationships, fix their relationships, find matches, and just have good luck in the love department. So I have a lot of information. So anybody who has questions or comments about the relationship that they're in, the relationship that they want to be in, the people who they've been with in the past, why it hasn't worked, the people that they're looking for going forward, anybody can raise their hand and share, comment on what's happening in their life. So the first thing I want to talk about today is aggressive women. I'm sure that you all know of or are friends with or have been involved with in the past, or maybe you are an aggressive woman. I want to talk about how aggressive women date and how they should date and what men think about aggressive women. So some of the men in the room, if you have a comment on that you've been out with an aggressive girl before, how you feel about that, how it affects your dating relationship, then I want to hear from you. Sultry Sorceress is asking me how I define an aggressive woman. An aggressive woman is somebody who's maybe just taking the first step in everything that happens when she's dating. So maybe she's the one who approaches the guy at the bar instead of just smiling at him and letting him approach. Maybe she's the one who makes the follow-up phone call after the date to say, I had a good time, I want to see you again. Maybe she's the one who initiates any emails or texts that go on between the guy and the girl. So she's the one who really takes charge. I think that that's one definition of aggressive women. There's other definitions as well, just women who are independent and who are strong-willed women. Some men like those kind of women, and a lot of men don't. So I want to hear what y'all have to say about an aggressive woman. Do you think that an aggressive woman is somebody who can do well in the dating scene? Do you think that she can get into a relationship with someone? Or do you think that it's harder for her because she's aggressive and because basically at the end of the day things are still old-fashioned? Do you think that it's still an old-fashioned society where the man wants to go out there and do everything and be the one and the woman's supposed to sit back? Or do you think in our society right now it's more equal, so anything goes and it's just as good for a woman to make all the first moves than it is for the man? So I want to hear what people have to say about that. Is that something that's attractive to you? Is it something that's not attractive to you? What's attractive to a man and what's attractive to a woman? That's what I want to know. Sultry Sortress, do you have a microphone? Do you have a microphone that you want to pick up? You're working presently. What does that mean, that you can just watch but you can't speak? Okay, what about Farron? Do you have a microphone that maybe you can give a comment? What does that mean that you're old-fashioned? Is that you would never go forward and be aggressive? Or can you pick up your mic and tell me what you think? No, you can't pick up your mic, okay? So here's what I think. Go ahead and plug in while I continue talking. What I think is that a lot of times men say that they want independent women who have it all together, who can be their equal, But then when push comes to shove, a lot of times they don't want that. You know, a lot of times they really want it to be that they're in control and that they take care of it when they want to take care of it. And that's sort of a bit of a problem that women run into, because they're being given encouragement to go out there and to be aggressive and to make things happen. But then when they do that, the man turns around and he says, well, I'm not really sure if that's really what I want. You're too aggressive. You're coming on too strong. I want to be the aggressor. So a lot of times that happens, and I think that it's a problem. I recently met a woman, and her circumstances is she says that when she's in a bar, a lot of times guys are a little intimidated by her because she's nice looking and she's together and she's social, and she doesn't feel like he can actually come up to her and say anything, and so instead she feels like she always has to be the one who approaches. But the problem is, when she approaches, she sets the stage. She sets the stage for being the one who goes after him, so he turns the role reversal all of a sudden. And it becomes a circumstance where he's expecting her to make all the moves because she's making all the moves. So it really becomes that kind of circumstance, and then I wonder, does the guy lose interest? Does it go in another direction? Was he not interested to begin with and he was just being polite? I mean, what is it that everybody thinks is happening in that circumstance? You know, I'm sure that all of you out there have either been an aggressive person, have seen one of your friends be an aggressive person. If you're a guy, maybe you've been approached by an aggressive girl and you're not really sure how you felt about that. Maybe sometimes you like it and sometimes you don't. Does anybody want to comment on what I'm talking about? Hello? I would like someone to raise their hand and comment. We're just having a little conversation. Can't hurt to tell me what you think. We're going to have a little chat. I need somebody to be participating in the conversation, or it's very difficult to have a conversation when it's all one-sided over here. Farron, do you have a mic that you want to try to pick up? We heard your mic, so I think you do have a mic there. Serenity 80, do you have a microphone that you can pick up? Farron, we didn't hear you. You need to pick up the mic, but once you pick up the mic, I think that we will be able to hear you.